All right, in my subscription feed, I get a lot of recommendations for videos that somehow what tell you how to grow a channel successfully and what kind of practices you need to do to gain followers, subscribers, and views. But none of them really talk about the downsides, the pitfalls, and the dangers of these practices. So, good morning, first and foremost, to all of you. I hope you're well. I kind of want to talk about this because we here on YouTube have seen a lot of people kind of burning out. And as someone who has experienced burnouts twice in my life, I feel like I can kind of talk about this and I know the dangers. And to be very clear, I am in a very fortunate position that I have a main job that is paying my rent. I have a main channel that gives me some, money from the YouTube AdSense, but it only covers like the production costs. And then I have the second channel that I'm growing, but that together with my main channel is predominantly a passion project. And I feel like that is a very fortunate situation, having a job that pays my rent and then using YouTube as a secondary creative outlet. That being said, I feel like no one here in this space is just going into YouTube and tries to earn money. Most of the people already have a job and then try to build a YouTube channel to hopefully let that YouTube project become their main jobs. And for those, all of these recommendations, all of these advices that these channels to some degree sometimes promise. And I feel like that is the most dangerous part. I don't want to, I would recommend to never promise anything that with this kind of technique you gain a lot of subscribers and stuff like that, because you can never promise that. And especially here on YouTube, it's also somewhat of a be in the right place at the right time kind of thing. So a little bit of luck, in my humble opinion. Yes, there is also a lot of work involved, but the competition is pretty fierce. And to sometimes hit like a gold mine and getting that video that goes viral is, truth to be told, also luck, in my humble opinion. And again, those channels have a lot of good advice and recommendations, like niching down, being consistent, making cinematic vlogs. By the way, check out the vlog from yesterday where I kind of talked about also the dangers of creating cinematic vlogs and why I personally believe you should be a little bit conscious about making cinematic vlogs and when it probably isn't advisable to do so. And it's the same thing with this YouTube thing. I feel like, yes, it would be amazing to earn money with YouTube, but I feel like for me at least, this is something where I want to have fun, where I want to learn something, where I want to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. And with all of these advice on how to grow a YouTube channel, there's a lot involved with things that steer you down a path to it being like a grind, a 9 to 5 jobs, 7 days a week. And when something becomes a grind and when something becomes something that has a lot of pressure to earn money and where you are very reliant on numbers, there is a huge risk of burning out, it becoming not fun anymore. I see it on my main channel. I feel like I could make my main channel much more successful. I also feel like I could make this second channel a lot more successful. For example, on my main channel, I could just do everyday carry videos. For those of you who don't know, I have a main channel about bags, travel, and everyday carry. Everyday carry meaning phone, wallet, keys, multi-tool, and stuff like that. Items that you carry on a daily basis. And those videos are very successful. I could just make those videos. I could also only make them like list videos where I kind of only list, oh, sorry about the noise, that's my coffee machine, where I could only list multiple items that I also include affiliate links with, but not really review them. I'm just going to list them and say, okay, this is my everyday carry, not talk anything about them. That would be a very easy and very valid and interesting way to make videos, but it would get very boring for me because I know those videos would gain a lot of views, but if I had to do them weekly and just research products and not even have the time to actually properly use them, because every single week I would need to make another video, it would get really boring and it would be a grind, as I said, and I would only repeat that, although it would be very successful. And then suddenly it becomes like a 9-to-5 job. And basically it would be like stocking up the inventory in a supermarket. And I'm not going to disrespect that kind of work, because I've done that. I've also worked at McDonald's and stuff like that in the past. I know that that is hard work, but I also know that that is a grind and that can be very frustrating. So having something like YouTube where you can kind of express yourself creatively, and for the lack of a better word, and this is probably a little bit dramatic, to somewhat destroy that passion just because you want to grow your channel and just because you want that to become your main job. Don't forget, it could then become purely a job that gets frustrating, that gets very scary. All of what happened the last few months here on YouTube with the adpocalypse and stuff like that, the algorithm changing and then views dropping immensely. That is very scary, and that could lead to something where you get frustrated and where you could burn out, and then suddenly you don't have that passionate side gig, but I don't know how to call it, but it's not fun anymore. And that is why I'm concentrating so much, especially on the second channel, to make this something that I still enjoy. And where on my main channel I consciously said, okay, I'm not gonna chase the numbers. I'm not gonna chase the algorithm. I'm trying to do these in a way that I enjoy them. For example, since starting vlogging, or even before that, I decided, okay, I'm just gonna talk off the cuff. I'm not going to edit it to a 10-minute video. I'm just want to talk a little bit and do this a little bit of a vlog style, because I also want to integrate some of my personality in that. And a lot of the viewers didn't like that because they knew my videos to be 10-minute videos that are highly edited, focused on the product. And suddenly they are watching like 20-minute videos. And I totally understand that people don't have time for that, and that is not what they want to see. And that is fair enough. If they or you don't want to see that anymore, then that's totally okay. But for me, it was really important to make the videos in a way where I don't kind of repeat the same video over and over and over again and make it the same thing. And that was really important to me to, focus on changing it up to make it interesting for me. Now, understandably, you might say, yeah, that's fair enough, but I really want to escape my main job. I want to have YouTube become my main income. And to you, I can say that is really cool. And I respect the hell out of you. I know a lot of people who have done that and are doing that also very successfully. I'm just kind of want to plant the seed that you are very conscious about what you're doing, and to also kind of diversify your income, because YouTube is a very fragile construct where suddenly something changes and then you don't get any views or your channel suddenly dies. So having multiple streams of income is really important. So I would kind of suggest to maybe try to keep both your main job and YouTube. Build up YouTube in a way that it could earn money and where you can say, oh, okay, my main job, maybe instead of a 5-day week, hey, talk to your boss and say, hey, I want to kind of tone it down. Can I just work 2 days a week? And then the other 3 days you do your YouTube thing. Maybe that's a possibility. So not only betting on one horse. And if you bet on just one horse, so in this case, YouTube, be very conscious about it to have it still be fun and enjoyable. So Becca Versace once said she always does like 5 videos for the audience and 1 video for her. I think that is a good balance maybe that you could incorporate so that you still enjoy the process of making these videos. Yeah, just some food for thought. And I just want to kind of give you this advice so that hopefully you don't burn out in the long run and you kind of construct mechanisms in your YouTube workflow so that it doesn't become frustrating. Even for us here in the beginning, in the stages of not being monetized on YouTube, having less than 1,000 subscribers, or in my case, 1,000 subscribers, but only 20 views per video on average. I feel like it is so important to have the North Star that this is something that you want to enjoy it, where you can practice something and where the numbers don't kind of pressure you in a way. I think that is really important to kind of remind yourself about. And yeah, I hope this was helpful, and maybe check out the video from yesterday in this button up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Maybe click the like button, the hype button, comment below spatula if you watched to the end. I thought this was a little bit fun. And maybe help me to get to 2,000 subscribers by clicking the button up here. I see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.